Good morning to everybody. FutureTrend channel is again with you, and we start our everyday's analysis of major currencies for the date of 9 July 2018. The market still remaining under the pressure of last series of slightly negative United States economic data. As you know, on Friday, United States payrolls report was not so optimistic for the dollar bulls, for the future increases of United States benchmark interest rate. The unemployment rate was a little bit higher than expected, jumping from the level of 3.8% expected to the level of 4%. Also, the average hourly earnings was slightly negative, slightly worse than expected. The expected number was around 0.3%, and the actual one came in 0.2%. That means that the market's attention is slowly moves to the underlying inflation pressures in the United States economy, and except of current United States trade policy, which of course also affecting the foreign exchange market, the market will be concentrated now, as we suggest, on consumer price report in the United States that's scheduled for Thursday. All in all, the situation beginning of this week remains a little bit negative for the United States dollar, and a good example of this is euro dollar, which is at the moment trading at new highs of this week, new highs of last week as well, around 117.70. The next level to watch to the upside located around 118.50, and we will try to close our existing long position in the currency accumulated at 115.50. We will be ready to close it at a possible retest of this level of 118.40, 118.50. Today, probably the main event in the economic calendar is the appearance of ECB's President Mario Draghi, and taking into account the last series of slightly positive European economic numbers, it will be very interesting if the President of the ECB will really tell something about this, will tell something about the future monetary policy of the ECB and the prospects of exiting from the expansion kind of monetary policy conducting by the European Central Bank at the moment, ultra loose monetary policy, and what actually the ECB will do beginning of next year, when it will actually turn to the fast interest rate increase. Of course, this kind of matters, this kind of questions is really very important for the foreign exchange market at the moment. So for today, probably the market will be concentrated around the speaking of the ECB's president. As regarding this week, as we already mentioned, probably the number one event is the consumer price index, United States Consumer Price Index publication that's scheduled for Thursday, and also on Wednesday the Bank of Canada will decide its interest rate policy, and it will be very interesting should the bank increase its benchmark interest rate, and we suggest that of course they should do this, taking into account current strength of energy prices, as well as stabilization of trade relations between the United States and Canada, and also the last series of economic numbers coming from Canada also were more or less positive for another increase of benchmark interest rate from the part of Bank of Canada. Let's analyze also some other currency pairs among the majors, the dollar yen, cable and dollar Swiss. As regarding the dollar yen, here the situation is more or less stable. On the uptrend at the moment is euro yen, and from that point of view, high euro yen dictate the strength of dollar yen, as we suggest. Here we see that the pair is really very close to intersects to the downside at the level 110. That's why we suggest to sell on a possible break below this, below the current uptrend of 2018, the uptrend that was drawn from the lows of March through the lows of June, and at the moment it's located around 110. That's why we suggest to sell the dollar yen on a possible break below 110. As regarding cable, the situation in the cable remains quite unpredictable at the moment, taking into account that David Davis, the Minister of Brexit relations between Brexit negotiations between the UK and the European Union, decided to retire last week, and of course from a fast point of view, probably it's a negative news for the cable, but of course a lot will depend who will be appointed for this position, because if the new minister will be more active in the position, that will mean that probably the negotiation process, Brexit negotiation process, will fasten, and from this point of view, it's, as we suggest, is a good kind of good news for the UK economy and for the pound itself. That's why probably the cable should remain supported at the moment. We moved our stop loss on existing long position to below 132, and we will close our existing long position on a possible retest of the highs of June around 134.70. As regarding the dollar Swiss broke below its current uptrend. That means that probably the downside pressure should accelerate in the foreseeable future, and from that point of view we should keep our short position in the currency, probably waiting for the retest of the lows of 7th of June located around 97.88. That's why we will use an undershooting of the level of 97.90 to close, to cut our existing short position. As regarding the upside, only at the moment only a break above 99.80, 99.95, the highs of this of previous week, should change the situation back to the upside, concentrating attention of the market on the current highs around 100.55, and in the case of breaking above, probably the next level to watch will be the highs of beginning of 2017, located around 103.35. All in all, the situation at the moment we suggest should remain a little bit slightly negative for the dollar Swiss, and from this point of view, the next level to watch will be a moving average 200 daily line in case of breaking below 97.90. The moving average 200 daily line located around 97.40 at the moment, and also there is another strong support around 0.97, the figure. Thank you very much for all of your attention of our strategy regarding the major currencies. Some later we will come with our strategy regarding euro crosses, which we suggest should be really very interesting at the beginning of this weekend, over this week as well. Thank you very much. See you later. Bye bye for now.